know to be true through Harvard studies. You don't listen when I speak, and you don't listen when women speak. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Majority is a mathematical.
What is a woman, though? Can we start there with your party?
This is an anti. Yeah, no. Listen. I'm going to help you learn something today. Trump did not get the majority of votes in America. Majority is a mathematical term. Trump. I refuse to let you go on sounding stupid. Yeah, I refuse to. Thank you. I refuse to let you go on sounding stupid. Trump received a plurality of the votes in America. That is the correct mathematical term. Everybody in MAGA continues to say that Trump got a majority of votes. That is a mathematical term of which you should stop using. He got a plurality. And by the way, because the reason is because what happened in the 2024 election was, they Ross Perot'd the Democratic Party, which, if you understand, they used RFK Jr.'s campaign was largely funded by who? Steve Bannon and backers, dark money from, people that back Steve Bannon. It was a ploy to dilute votes. And that is why at the very end, you saw RFK only trying to get off the ballots of states where he could hurt Trump, because he just diluted votes. It was a plurality. So I'm just trying to
pushed him aside. Oh, that's right.
No, it's absolutely. I just want to be clear, Liam. I'm not trying to argue with you. I was actually just trying to teach you something. You have no idea what you're talking about. RFK Jr. has no affiliation with the Democratic Party. He was never part of anything we did or our campaign. As a matter of fact, his own other Kennedy family members, and you can look this up, signed letters. They're in the congressional record, listing the reasons like that he's a sociopath and they don't want anything to do with him. We never funded anything he did. And you can follow the money, right? And find out where the funding for RFK Jr. came from. And I promise you, it wasn't the left. Like, you can just say things that you think are real. This is why I stopped debating. That none of that is true. You just feel like it is.
Why are we talking about RFK right now?
Well, I was correct. Well, I'll remind you, Liam. I was correcting your delusion that Trump received a majority of the votes in the 2024 election. He received a plurality. There's a huge difference mathematically. And RFK Jr.'s campaign was funded by Republican dark money. He went out of the race at the right time, and that is why he is now part of the Trump administration. I'm just helping you.
Can I get in on this conversation at all? Is it or no?
If it's to be a bigot, then no. But if you want to,
how am I being a bigot?
Well, you said what is a woman or whatever. That's bigotry. Do you want to know the definition of bigotry? It sounds like that's another word. It's not bad. I'm not. It's just. Do you know what a bigot is?
Sure, but I don't think it's relevant to the
conversation. What is it?
At hand.
What is it?
So one that's very narrow-minded, sees things their own way. And
a person who is obstinately or unreasonably attached to a belief, right?
Dude, that's exactly what I said. Can we move forward? I know that you think you're this big journalist on TikTok.
I'm not a journalist. Do you understand what a journalist is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
I've claimed to be a lot of things. Like I was a teacher, I was a historical researcher, never a journalist though. Never said that once.
You do like to hear yourself talk, though. I've noticed that.
Well, I listen when people have something to say.
No, you don't listen, apparently, at all.
Yeah, not to people who aren't saying anything of value.
So this is what I'm going to say. I know that you guys hate whenever a supporter says, Trump got the overwhelming support votes. He got the overwhelming number of votes, or he got the majority, and you like to correct, on that, because this is what you guys like to think.
Because it's factually and mathematically incorrect. Because you are telling a factual and mathematical fallacy.
Wait a minute.
So that's why I'm correcting it.
Let's say
I'm 100% right.
I'm going to concede everything just so you stop just for 2 seconds, okay? You win. There you go. Look at your smile. Okay. So
I don't need you to tell me what is correct mathematically. Like you
are thinking.
I would like to think you learned something.
You were thinking that if we get all of the voters that did not vote for Trump, okay, Green parties, Democrats, okay, all these parties, if we hold hands, we're going to win the next election. That's why this is so triggering to you, because when someone says overwhelmingly got all the votes, okay, to win, you're like, no, 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 no.
I want to tell you something, Liam. I genuinely, you think I'm trying to insult you? I don't know what you just said. To me, the words that you just said don't make sense. So no, I don't think that. You keep trying to assign feelings and thoughts to me. I don't even understand the words that you just said. So no, I've never thought those words.
So
can we tap the screen? By the way, let's aggressively tap the screen. Let's get to 250K as fast as possible. We can be doing something constructive. This is Venmo and Cash App. If you have a message for Liam, you can donate and I'll read it to him. Anyways, go ahead, Liam. Now I'm going to mute and you're going to tell me your feelings.
I didn't come up here for my feelings, okay? You jumped into your feelings, all right? I don't do that. I'm a Trump supporter, okay? Ultimately, only because I had to vote for the Democratic Party after the Biden administration, okay? And we all, okay, 34 count felon, Trump himself, who he is, okay? He's got a lot of dirt on him, okay? And I will be the first to admit that. But listen.
You're saying after Biden, you're saying Biden just stopped being president? And
I don't know if he was really calling any of the shots his entire 4 years.
Oh, this is one of my favorite idiotic feelings MAGA has, the one where they believe Biden was Obama wearing Biden's skin suit.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say that, but that makes a lot of sense.
See, okay, that? I'm just pointing out because I took a lot of sociology classes, and people are always like, why are you always on X? Why are you like watching and listening to what MAGA says? And this is one of my favorite. I have been long trying to convince people on the left whose brains work that this is something you all say. And people are like, there's no way they think that. I'm like, nope. They believe that. So this is just me proving people in the chat that it's real. They really say this. Do you see how he knew exactly what I was talking about when I said that? Notice that he knew precisely what he wasn't like, that's crazy. That's very unreasonable. I would never think that. He's like, oh, you know about that too? Yeah, just remember when I tell you something, like there is a proliferation of people.
I stopped listening when you started yapping because you didn't really formulate any type of a logical
Wes, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. This is capitalism, Liam. Please tell Liam that, quote, and this is I'm just quoting, this isn't me. Wes said to get effed and imagine still cucking for Trump. And then this is to me, not you. And then he said, love you, Felice, in all caps. I mean, again, that was from Wes.
Why did NBC ask the victims potentially of Trump, which you call, but definitely of Epstein, directly? Did you ever see Donald Trump engage in any inappropriate acts? And overwhelming, every one of them said no. You heard that, right? You can pull it up. You can pull up and view it as an audience.
Sure, I'm not sure. What are you talking? Can you just say what you're like? When did this interview happen?
I said it very clear to you. It just happened. Okay. NBC. Okay.
Wait, can I ask one more question?
Had an audience of Epstein's victims sitting there, Q&A, and asked them all directly.
How many were there?
Enough to have a major voice.
No, but I'm saying I just want to tell you something.
Enough that showed up and got paid for their time on TV.
You don't get paid for your time on TV necessarily, just to be on TV. That's not how it works. Okay. I've been a guest on the news and I wasn't paid. I've sat on panels on the news and wasn't paid.
You're not relevant.
Okay, I'm just telling you, not everyone accepts a fee. And I can say, I'm not saying I never will, but to this point, I've never accepted money for anything that has to do with politics because, I think like people like you, but the irony of what you just said, can I just say something? The irony of what you just said is you guys love capitalism. This is your dream, right? That we all need to eke out an existence while growing wealth inequality and wealth concentrates at the top of the economy. And then you are mocking SA victims of child S trafficking, which this was MAGA's. You said you guys were going to get justice for these people, and now you're discrediting them, and you have no idea. I have no idea whether or not they were given an appearance fee for that interview. I would bet my life they were not. But because I understand how media works, I used to work in advertising. But you are saying you're discrediting S trafficking, children who are trafficked right now, and laughing at them.
Am I laughing? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, you were just laughing maniacally.
Wait a minute. I know that you're trying to get to a gotcha moment, and you're doing a great job of it. But what you're saying is I'm trying to get you to hear yourself. Hang on, Felicia. The only way that you are able to get your voice out is through television, news, media. That's the only way to get the truth out there, right? It's the only form of platform that one could use to tell their story to the world. Potentially, is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, okay.
I never said that. As a matter of fact, that's a claim you just made. And again, you're trying to assign your thoughts and feelings to me. I have never made that claim, nor would I ever.
Does the news media run off of views and popularity? And what do these networks run off of? Are you trying to say for-profit media?
I
don't think you can honestly
I can tell you. I can explain.
Truthfully,
Listen, Liam, I used to work. I can absolutely explain to you the financial structure behind for-profit media if you want me to.
No, thank you. I don't need you to.
That's what I thought. You're just trying to make it look like I'm the person that doesn't know what they're talking. So you do not want me to impart some more wisdom to you. You would like to remain ignorant and confused. I just want to be clear, because if you want me to give you some more of free educational tools to go forth and tell your other idiot friends, I could.
I would like you to show me the video where the audience that was speaking about Trump, okay?
You're making a claim, and you want me to produce the clip of the claim you're making.
I have not finished my claim, okay? Can you hang on? I'm saying I would like you to show me that this overwhelming audience that's claiming that Donald Trump is this terrible person, first and foremost stated, hey, we are nowhere near paid. We are here on good faith, and we're going to start out this conversation by saying we are not paid to be here. Now let's continue. Can you show that to me?
Okay. Let me just say.
No, never will be able to.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't make a claim that existed. You're the one that is claiming something exists. I have no idea what you're talking about. I do want to make a point. I just want to make sure, is there any other points you want to make before because you said I talked too much, so I'm waiting for you to make all your points, and then I'll make them. I have points to make. is that it?
I love to have a back and forth. I mean, I don't want a monologue on your show.
You can't, but I'm just saying I mean this genuinely. I'm working on letting people that don't know what they're talking about speak. So I want you to have your say
Dude, that was so negative. You're unbelievable. You're working on allowing people that don't know what they're talking about speak.
Yeah, it's something that's very hard. It's something that's very hard for me.
You know what? Listen to me. If I was so ignorant,
I mean that genuinely. I'm not being rude. I'm really working on caring what people who have no idea what they're talking about are saying. This is my struggle in life.
Well, you're not doing a great job of it.
Really? I thought I was doing good.
But you're literally stating that people like me that are ignorant, that you should not even be talking to, you're working on allowing ignorant people to speak to you because you're such a great person. Good job.
That's not what I said. Can I repeat it? I'm saying that first of all, this place that you requested to join to have a voice is my platform, right? This is my little slice of the internet where I use my time to do the people's receipts, where I, as a former teacher, person worked in advertising and marketing in the tech industry, and historical researcher, a person with a history degree, uses those skill sets to use primary and secondary sources to debunk the pathological lying of the conservative party, right? And to follow the money, essentially, like follow the finances and determine like who's funding what. Like these are the types of things I do. I don't debate on here, Liam. You're very special. But yes, when I used to debate on TikTok and people would start saying things that I knew to be factually, statistically, mathematically untrue, I do have a problem cutting them off. So I'm trying. That's why I said, like, is there anything else? And I will mute again so you can say
massive it. Massive W for you for getting away from RTP. I will say that. I want to get that out there. I've never said that to you before, but I do congratulate you on that.
Did we speak that long ago? It's like I recognize your voice, but I don't know where from. I thought maybe.
No, you know what? To be honest with you, Felicia, I was in your space, and I think that he was on your panel, and this was a while ago, and I was trying to have a conversation with you, and he was just speaking.
It was speaking.
He was speaking over me and over you, and you were like, no, don't kick him. I want to talk to him. And it was just, you were literally pushed aside, and he was like, fuck this guy, and talked over, and then kicked me off the panel. And you were like, oh, I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to do that. And I'll always remember that. And I was like, why is this jackass being so pushy and not allowing her to speak to me? So that's what I remember of that relationship. That's all.
So now this
the rest of it is none of my business.
Yeah. Well, if you're implying I had any type of romantic relationship with him, I did not. And I'm saying I'm going to be very literal with you because I think there's a tendency, and this is why I like having my own platform now, for any time a woman is near a man professionally or otherwise to assume that a woman belongs to that man. Like if you're that's delusional, and you shouldn't act like, we work together, now we don't. And
there are women on TikTok. There are women on TikTok who are underestimated. You look at like SK, or you look at Millie. You know
I've debated both of them, and
I would never.
Can I say something?
Millie if I were you,
I already did.
She would emasculate you.
It didn't go well. First of all, your weird patriarchal ideas of what's important. You know what I did before I had to embarrass Millie because. Listen,
that never happened.
I said I don't want to do this. Well, it did. It's recorded. Why would I say this if it? Listen, I have nothing against.
I would love to host it.
Can I say something, Liam? Okay, I need to just say something, and you need to just shut up and receive information, because it seems now I know you have a memory. At first, I was like, okay, this guy might be nuts, and I should be nice to him. But you can remember that far back that was over a year ago when I used to work with Jay. So literally almost to the day. So you must not be crazy. So listen to me. I've debated SK, ran her into the ground. I've debated Millie. It didn't go well for her. I just want to be clear of why, though. I want to be clear of why. I want to be clear of why. The facts and the math, right, are not on their sides. If you sit on the right, if you're a conservative and you're trying to poke holes, right, like the data story. The only reason I'm over here on the left is because every opinion I have is data. It's fact-based and data-driven. I just do statistical analysis, right? I take huge data sets and data tells a story, and that is how I form opinions. When the data tells me a different story, I change my opinion. And that's how I know every day I show up on the internet that I am factually and mathematically correct about everything I'm saying. And I mean this is not condescending, because I agree with you. And let me be very clear. I think the most brilliant people on the right are women. You just know and respects them, not necessarily. Actually,
I definitely do.
I'm just saying, I want to say that because I think that's why I don't like to battle women on the right, like I just know it's already a hard enough battle just getting any respect from conservative men. So it's not my job to shit on women on the right. Like when I'm yelling at MAGA, that is primarily directed at MAGA men. Women have a hard enough time on their own existing, but anyways, my point is, I only had a short, wait, let me finish. I had a short interaction with Millie. It was when I was on Pickles Lives, is posted on the internet on my YouTube and on Pickles. She just happened to be statistically wrong about what she was screaming about. She came up there screaming like monster at me, and I told her before I corrected her, I don't want to do this. I don't want to fight with you, and I don't like to fight with women online. But she just was mathematically wrong.
So Felicia, I'm gonna.
My name is Felice. Felice. You've said my name wrong like 17 times. Yeah, you can learn my name.
Well, I just like the way that Felicia sounds. So
Felice is better. Anyway.
It is better, sure. So my thing is, don't talk about a debate and a conversation with one topic, and don't talk about somebody being emotional because Millie really is not emotional, and I'm only fighting.
Can I say something to you that will help you?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
There's nothing wrong with being emotional. The fact you're so steeped in patriarchy that you think that emotions are somehow a sign of not being intelligent. You have emotions. Everybody has emotions.
Millie got
I said no, I did not. I said she was yelling at me. I'm saying I've never had met the way I met her, and I got
emotional and was yelling at me.
I never said that. That's what you interpreted me to say and I just want to help you deconstruct from the patriarchy because of
what is a form of emotion? Is yelling a form of emotions?
Let me get to that. I'm going there. If you just listen and
do you want to give me a definition?
Yeah, I'm going to right now. I'm going to listen to me. Do not wait for your chance to respond. Really take this in because I'm being genuine.
Don't patronize me, okay? You listen. You're not being genuine right now.
I am. I'm a very genuine person, actually.
So
I am. So no. Okay, Liam, you're going now. You're being muted, and if you unmute, then I'm just kicking you. I don't care. I don't have time for this. You're a waste of my time. I spend 6 hours a day doing research, and you're wasting my time. I don't have a problem with Millie. I think she's very intelligent. But the problem where I get a block with women is follow the data, right? Follow lines of logic. And if you do. If you're smart enough, like I debate 19-year-old red pill bros all the time who you could just hear the intelligence in their voice. And it's like, hey, you seem really smart. Just keep thinking, keep following logic, and that will lead you left. Because the lines of logic on the right break up, right? The data story, the math doesn't math. It doesn't tell the right story. And that's how people who are intelligent end up on the left. You follow the facts, you follow the data, and you move left. And if and when that story changes, right? If and when the data tells me a different story, then I will change my opinions. My opinions are based on data and fact. It's not emotion. But I want to say this. The reason I brought up emotion is because anger, right, is the number one most base emotion. So when men say, you're saying someone's, I'm not emotional, anger is one of the primary emotions that exist. There's nobody on earth more emotional than the patriarchy. You guys are wildly emotional. I just bashed my fist through a door. I'm not emotional. No, you're a giant emotional baby. Anger is an emotion. That's what I'm trying to say, but I want to just say this. There's nothing wrong with emotions. You were just told that by other men in the patriarchy. That's all I was going to say. I think Millie is probably really smart. I just think when you are on the right, your job is defense lawyer, right? Because there's no clear line of logic. There's no clear set of facts. Your job is to poke holes, right? And just poke holes and poke holes and poke holes and hope one juror, one idiot juror you can peel off to get a hung juror. That's your job on the right, because the logic and the data isn't on your side. That's what I was trying to say. Why are people saying you didn't vote, Liam? Wait, Stephanie, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Biden can't be both Sleepy Joe and an evil genius at the same time. Exactly. It's such a great point. You can't do both.
Do you know the TikTok 5'2" TikTok creator that goes by Good Trouble?
How do you know how tall he is?
That's a cat dad.
How do you know how tall he is? Don't ever talk shit about cats. Cats are one of the smartest creatures. At least they're not as dumb as dogs who just follow people around.
You just love them because
they're smart. Because they're smart. Because they're smart.
They're smart.
Because here's why I love cats. If you really want to know, Liam, if you get a cat to love you, if you get a cat, no, you're trying to disparage cats. Which, in the name of my cat, Mr. Mittens, I will defend Mr. Mittens. Cats, if you get a cat to love you, that means something. I can find a stray dog in a grocery store parking lot who will follow me home. If you make a cat love you, that means something. You have accomplished a real feat.
Okay, don't disagree with you. Animals need love too. So this is the thing. In an actual proper debate setting, you and Millie would need to pick three subjects. Okay.
Is that what you were looking up? I don't do debates online. I don't do debates online. Do you have anything else to say of substance? I'm not. Yeah. I don't want to talk to you about weird. What are you talking about?
Dude, you just conceded, okay? You know damn well that you would never.
Yeah, that's what just happened. I conceded to.
Millie. Yes, you did. You just backed out.
You should stop stalking people. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, just lurk around and watch her more. Maybe you should. I mean, red flag. You're weird.
Now I'm weird. I was ignorant before.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Chris,
sorry, I just saw. Chris, are you still here? Sorry, I have no idea how to let people. Wait. Chris, are you requesting? You can come up. I'm sorry, I just saw your text. I was not ignoring you. I just never let people up. Hold on.
Dude, if you're just going to talk to your chat, I'm going to roll. I'm not going to.
I'm not. Oh, Liam, do you want to leave after you made no good points about anything? And that's how sad it is. Instead of debating yourself, you're just bringing up people you think know what they're talking about, which I'm just telling you. Here's my point of why I'm annoyed with you. If there is a salient line of logic that a conservative is following, I'll agree with them. I don't. What is
salient? What is salient?
No, well, you can go Wheel of Death and look it up again. Hold on.
Can you just tell me what salient means?
No, it's not my job to help you learn words.
Yo.
I'm not paid to teach you. Wait, I need to read some more things. Thank you, Stephanie. By the way, Biden can't be both Sleepy Joe and evil genius at the same time. Exactly. Please,
you and Chris have in common.
You know Chris too. Please explain that to the right, how logic works. Wes, how much to kick Liam forever? Asking for a friend. Asking for myself. Rebel Hearts, thank you for the $4. I know I'm trying gentle parenting. That's hilarious. Can I just say that's really funny? Maybe try gentle parenting with him. I am trying. I thought I was gentle. This is my gentle parenting. That's why I'll never have children, because I don't know what gentle parenting is. Oh, I would run too, Liam. Anyways, Chris, for the record, you witnessed my debate with Millie. Can you just expound upon it for people?
Yeah, of course, because I knew Liam was going to run away as soon as Daddy pulled up. So honestly, she picked a bad topic to try and like. Oh, sorry, I got a phone call. Even most conservatives wouldn't debate the topic. She tried to say that the U.S. wasn't the fastest country to bounce back in the G7 from C19, and that's an arduous task for like anybody, because across the board you can measure GDP, you can measure it in capital investments back into manufacturing. I mean, there's no
and the month over month recovery, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And
no debate on it.
Even one of her conservative economist friends came up directly afterwards and said, "Yeah, I would have never like made a claim like that." And yeah, that was a heavyweight fight, but she picked a topic that was overwhelmingly just not in reality. Like that's something you couldn't even negotiate, even if you tried. So I mean, and to be fair, she did come up yelling in the mic. Your boy had his Bluetooth in, and I'm like, "Yo, like, can you just like we're trying to share."
Okay,
some
so
information here."
everything I said was actually factually accurate, and then Liam, whose brain doesn't work, ran away in shame after making 0 points. Okay, just making sure that happened the way I said it. And I just want to point something out. I don't want to debate. If anyone, and I want to say this, I have a lot of respect, and no one's going to like to hear this, but like Mother of Dragons, actually the smartest conservative and conservative lens, that is who I think follows the most lines of logic and is the smartest conservative I've ever heard speak on TikTok. Her name is Conservative Lens. Look her up. But I don't know if it's true. If she's a paralegal or not, I don't know. But like, she makes points that make sense. The problem is that no one listens when she talks because she's a woman. Like, that's the problem. Like, but the issue is, if someone's following a correct line of logic or is using a data set and they're saying something that is mathematically correct, then I'm not like, no, I'm on the blue team and I disagree. Then I just say, sure, I agree. Like, that's what people are confused about. I don't debate. I'm not trying to debate. If someone is mathematically and factually correct, I don't care if it's a conservative or not. At that point, I just say, yeah, I agree with that statement. The only thing I disagree with, and that's why I don't like to debate on TikTok, is because there's this like, it's blue versus red and we're all weirdos. That's ridiculous. Like, that's not how it is. If someone's saying something true and mathematically correct, I agree. If someone is saying something mathematically incorrect, or the line of logic has collapsed, I don't agree. One of my favorite things is when I meet a conservative that it's following a line of logic. I love that. That's what I mean when I used to debate with Pickles, and like he attracts all these like young gamers whose brains are working, and I'm like, God, you're thinking absolutely correctly. Like, just keep thinking and you'll just move left naturally. Like, I'm a teacher at heart. I don't argue with people. This isn't about winning or losing. I'm actually quite sad when people are lost in the sauce. Anyways, Chris, anything else?
No, I just wanted to testify in the court of law, but you can drop me back down. I'm on my backup because I'm taking down for like 3 more days.
Do I need to follow? I didn't even. That's what I'm following this account though, right? Yeah. No, I'm not. God, I don't know. I need to follow this account because I didn't recognize. That's what happened. I didn't recognize. I was like, "Who the hell is that?" Anyways, yeah, nice cowboy hat, Houston. Oh God.
Yeah, man, I got to be taller than 5'5" somehow. But yeah, drop me for the algo. Good seeing you.
Later, Gator. Yeah, so I just want to be clear. I'd have any normal conversation with Millie. It's just she heard me talking, like just debating someone else, and just came up and was screaming at me. And I'm like, I don't want to be yelled at, and I'm not trying to fight you. That's all I was saying. And I mean that in a genuine way. I never want to argue or humiliate other women online. Even when people want me to, I don't want to do it. Why? Our lives are hard enough. It doesn't matter what side you're on. We're all being shit on all the time. That's what I was trying to say. Is Liam still here? Oh dear God. Is Liam still here? Anyways, like I'll have a conversation with anyone that wants to have a conversation in good faith. It's when people are like getting angry, like screaming at me, or like, this is the problem with MAGA. They're not interested in the truth, right? If you're like, hey, let's follow lines of logic together, that's not a debate. That's just a conversation. I love having conversations. I think Liam's in love with her. I don't know. If I was Millie, I'd be really concerned. Liam's weird obsession is a red flag. Liam correctly identified what I was up to a year ago. This is what I'm saying. This is why I don't give women a hard time on the internet. There's enough weird men to follow us all around. There's Chris. Wait, there we go. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm trying to follow. No, I am following you. I just hadn't seen that account in a long time. Okay, I am following you. Okay, wait. Let me update my goals because TikTok Studio is like, what are you doing with your life? If anyone else, while I'm sitting here, wants to request and have a conversation about politics that's a Trump supporter, I'm willing to do it. It's like, I don't want to fight. It's just when people come up and say things like, what is a woman, or idiotic things, that's where I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And people who are unwilling to listen annoy me. It's like, do you hear that? It's like, you can hear that Liam is incapable of taking in new information. He will not take it in. There is no defense of what mathematically of what Donald Trump is doing. Like, there isn't one. Hold on, someone's requesting, or maybe on accident, but I'm just going to check before we move on because I have a lot of things to do today. I mean, here.
Hey,
Hi.
hello, Felice.
Hi.
How are you?
I feel like I should do I recognize your voice? I feel like I do.
You do.
Okay, are you from like Staten Island or so? Did we once talk about COVID protocols? I feel like, I'm sorry. I know I recognize your voice. If I got wrong where from, I apologize.
That's okay. Hey, I got a question for you. Can you name 5 things that Donald Trump has done good in his presidency and 5 things that you don't agree with in his presidency?
Like this presidency now that he's done good, that are good? I don't know any. Personally, I'm just saying, I don't know any. What are they in your opinion? You tell me. I can agree or disagree. I genuinely don't, like in this presidency, like I don't, like this is the thing. I could, in his first presidency, Operation Warp Speed, that was spearheaded by him, 100% agree with. I just don't think that was his plan. Like it's not, he's an idiot that he had very intelligent scientists planning something and helping him plan something, and then he signed off on it. But the fact he didn't squash that and didn't let 1.2 million people perish, I think that was a good thing, yeah.
Okay, same. No, I don't think he's doing anything.
He gave like increased funding to HBCUs, and like I'm thinking right now, like comparing what he did in not more than like Biden did or anything. Like that was a common misconception, but like compared to what he's doing now, which is denying the existence of slavery and the absolute erasure of black people in America and the plights that they are going through. Yeah, I'd prefer who he was in his first term, when he wasn't completely off the rails till now. I don't know, like, breaking down the checks and balances and of democracy, I don't think is a good thing.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't.
The reason why I asked that question is, I just want to see if you thought that he was doing any good for this country. Because me, honestly, I don't think he's doing not one thing good for the people of this country. But that's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I'd say this is the thing. You have to understand the psychology of a narcissist, right? Like, they're transactional. Anything Donald Trump is doing, like, let's say he did something that maybe the rest of us would perceive as genuinely good. In his mind, that would be to get supply, right? That would be to get social capital, to get the praise and adulation of people. It would not be because he has what the average person in America has, which is effective empathy, right? Those things do not exist inside of Donald Trump. And that's the essential issue that people need to understand. Like, he sees this as a chessboard, except for, he's not strategic, but we're all just pawns he's pushing around. So even if you believe that he's doing something that's good, it's not for the motivation behind it is not good, right?
Right.
Which I care less about, because I'll say I really care less about motivation, just about is it useful or is it not useful? And unfortunately, most things that narcissists do are not useful to the rest of us.
Right. Now, like when the jobs report came out, what today? This gained like 22,000 jobs. That's it, or something like that. And unemployment rate went up to 4.3. And then he came back, he got on his mic and said, listen, it's going to be better in a year. Everything is, when it comes out bad, it's a year from now. I never said it was going to happen right away. When he actually did, for the last few months, all I've heard was inflation's down, job growth is up, and none of that was true. It's like he keeps the thing that I think people on his side don't realize is this guy repeats something over and over and over again. So that's all you hear. So you think it's good when he keeps replaying. If I told you everything's good, 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 good every single day, but you knew it wasn't good. But if I keep repeating good, 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 eventually you're going to think it's good, right? That's how his base is.
Well, I mean, if you're an idiot, yeah.
Right. No. I don't get. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So.
And I say that, like, I would say it when I was a second grade teacher, I was much more delicate, but I just think, like, as democracy crumbles, as wealth inequality grows, like, I was just doing a statistical analysis, like, 2.5 trillion a year is being transferred to the top of the economy from what is now not even the middle class. It's just all of us on the bottom. Like, yeah, I just think there's no time to mince words. If you believe that what Donald Trump is saying is the truth, then you are not well. You are possibly an idiot, probably also in cognitive dissonance, and you need to wake up. Like, it's just not the case. Right. And if you think it's a flex to, like, mathematically poke holes in or point, I mean, there's no lines of logic. There's no data that supports what Trump is doing. There just isn't. You can poke holes in it and say, well, maybe this or maybe this, but it's half speculation and you're just a defense lawyer trying to isolate one idiot and getting them to agree with you. That is what conservatives well, first of all, there's no debate going on TikTok. This is not speech and debate. This is just a bunch of idiots yelling their feelings, but that's what they're doing. That's not a full line of logic. Like, and I get it. I have a very easy job. The data is on my side. And if it wasn't, I would just switch my belief system. But I appreciate you coming up. I'm going to get back.
I just want to say one more thing, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And then the other thing that he keeps telling America is that China needs us more than we need them. And that is so incorrect.
I mean, obviously, yeah, that's very incorrect.
And that's a fact.
Listen, our economies are coupled. Nice, yeah, no, have a great day. Don't even know. Can you leave? Because I'm like, sorry, I can't see. I can't see your square on my TikTok studio. Is like not letting me see your square. So I'm like, how do I even? Oh wait, now I think I can. Maybe. Hold on, I gotta click on multi-guess. There we go. Oh wait. Sorry, I just declined someone's request. I pushed another wrong button. Sorry for whatever I just did. Yeah, no, I think that at this point it goes without saying. Like, you can sort of make like dumb points, which if at this point you are trying to defend Donald Trump on the economy, I would just say, I don't know. Unless you're just saying, let's wait and see. I don't know what you could even be saying at this point, which was let me go back to our actual what we were talking about, but since it's Friday and this happened last Friday, since like people have thoughts and feelings, if you want to request, if you voted for Trump and you want to like tell me what I don't know about what I'm talking about, I'm fine. I welcome you doing that. That's fine. If you're not following me, please follow me now. Thank you. Here, I need to reset the super chat goal on YouTube. Sorry, I have a lot going on. And when I start talking to people, I forget to. Oh, okay. There we go. Manage the live. Okay. That's what I was talking about. I do want to talk about the jobs report because the worst thing, like, I think what people are seeing in the headlines is, oh shit, we only added 22,000 jobs for August, which I just want to be clear. That is absolutely abysmal. And that's a nightmare. Right. And I already, prior to that sad conversation with Liam where he said nothing of any substance, like that's what we were talking about. And I was explaining in the first week of June, I said, we're in stagflation. And then I had to hear from Magaman, no, you're right. No, we're not. You don't know that. Now, and we are, right? This is one of my favorite stock market prospectus accounts doing an analysis on the jobs report that just came out. Here, let me go back to some of the beginning parts because I just want to be clear. that, like, this is what they're talking about on Wall Street. The Fed's worst nightmares here are stagflation. And the first week of June, I sat here on the people's receipts. I'm like, we're in stagflation. Everyone needs to get ready. It's happening. And that's when I've been explaining stagflation for 3 months while people are like, we're not in stagflation. Well, now Wall Street agrees. We are mathematically in stagflation. So you're welcome for calling it right in the beginning. But anyways, the worst part of the jobs report, I mean, it's bad. I just want to be clear. If you're only adding 150,000 jobs, that's abysmal. The August prospectus on the low end was 40K. On the high end was 100K. That's a very bad, that's the high end. The most they thought we could add was 100K. And we added 22,000 jobs. You have to give people context. You can't just say 22,000 is horrible. You have to give them context as to why. It is absolutely horrible. Like, look, these are the projections, and this is what we actually reached. Instead, the economy barely managed 22K. Those are non-farm payrolls. It's expected versus actual. The gray is expected. Non-farm payrolls. The second one is private payrolls, manufacturing payrolls, government payrolls, work week hours, and wage growth. Like, these first two are what we're talking about. What was expected and what came out of the August jobs report is absolutely abysmal, which we'll get more into. The revisions, though, that is the real story that I like. People are like, well, 22,000 jobs is horrible. You know, what's more horrible are the revisions, right? Remember, the jobs report is a survey. It's like the government, the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, well, and there's portals to do this as I understand it, saying, hey, corporations and business owners, just how many people are you planning to hire, right? Based on the current economy, how many people are you planning to hire in this month? And then they say, this is how many people we're looking to hire, right? And revisions are, hey, due to this up and down movement of the economy and things outside my control, here's the real number. So when we are adjusting past months, that's what they're saying. We've never seen wild revisions. We started in the Trump economy, which I think, if you really want me to know where I think these wild job revisions have started, you have to take it back to trickle down economics, right? From 1980 to 2022, $50 trillion has trickled up. No money has trickled down. Wealth inequality has just grown and grown and grown. And I talked about this. When the majority of income is, this is what we were talking about yesterday. Can we keep tapping the screen and get to 300K, please? Sorry, just because I'm going to talk a lot today. It doesn't mean I don't want you to tap the screen. As wealth inequality grows, right? Let's say we're paying out $1 trillion in monthly income to all the people that have jobs. And that's not what's happening, but I'm just saying, right? In the private sector in the United, this is how much we're paying out. When, let's say, 80% of that trillion is going to the top of the economy, right? To the top 5% of the economy. That's where all of the monthly income of all the work that's being done in the US is going to the top of the economy. What happens, right? We have a consumption-based economy. It is based on people buying and spending, right? We have to fuel our economy. This is the marketplace, right? This is where people come. This is the town square, the largest marketplace in the world where people sell goods. When people stop consuming, that is the definition of a recession, right? It's the lack of the need for consumption. That's what a recession is. People just saying, I don't want to consume anything right now. That's literally, if you're like, what's a recession? That's what it is. People just saying, I don't want to buy anything right now. And that's because our economy is based on constant extreme consumption. That is our worst nightmare. Now, when all the income that's being paid out because of all the work and labor hours that's being done in the US a month, and the vast majority is going to the top of the economy, what happens? Not a lot of consumption. Why? They already have enough money. If that distribution, if 80% of monthly income of all the labor done was going to the middle class, what's going to happen with that money? It's immediately going to be spent. People don't have reserves. The middle and lower classes are one bill away from medical bankruptcy, right? Like, so the minute, if that 80% was going to the majority of people in the US who don't have unbelievable amounts of savings and stock portfolios and millions of dollars, that's being recirculated immediately, high velocity money, feeding our economy. When it's all being concentrated at the top, they don't need to spend that money, which is a problem. We have stagnation in the economy, but what happens with that money? It's what drives the recessions, asset bubbles, right? I was talking about this yesterday. All of this extra money, they don't need anyways. They don't need to imminently spend it. They speculate in the stock market. That's what created the tech bubble in the 1990s, that economic recession. That's what created the housing bubble in 2008, the worst recession since the Great Depression, right? It is speculation in the stock market and asset bubbles being created. Think about the housing crisis in 2008. We are creating all of these jobs. Everyone's like, well, I was a nurse, but I'm going to become a mortgage lender because apparently you can get rich doing this. And all of these people, we created all of this entire mortgage bubble and housing bubble built off speculation from the top of the economy. And when it crashes, recession, more transfer of wealth to the top of the economy. That's what we're talking about. So anyways, but let's talk about the revisions. Forget the 22,000 jobs in in August, which is terrible. The June revisions are in. This is the first time, I just want to be clear, our economy contracted, right? The revisions made, here, let me see if I can make this big enough so everyone can see. The revisions made the story worse. June was was first reported as a gain. So they reported 147,000 jobs. Still, if there was a Democrat and the Democratic president in the White House who reported 147 jobs, they'd have the pitchforks out. Every single jobs report for Trump has been abysmal. But okay, 147,000 jobs. It is a fucking F, but still okay. It was reduced. It was revised today. It was cut to 27,000. Now, after a downward adjustment, June shows the economy actually lost 13,000 jobs. That's the final revision. Do you see that? Let me see if I can make this clear. See this red? That's June. We contracted. Our economy is no longer growing. You know the last time this happened? The pandemic. Here's the difference between you're blaming Biden for a worldwide pandemic. That means your brain doesn't work and you're an idiot. Now, why is Trump doing this? No reason other than just effing with the economy, creating transfers of wealth to the top, authoritarian fascist takeovers. I call it ballistic podiatry. These are self-inflicted wounds. It's shooting ourselves in the foot for no reason. None of this had to happen. Now, I know you've heard different on Fox News, so you probably believe that's the case. It's not mathematically true, right? The headline of The Economist in December 2024 was Trump's inheriting like the economy that's the envy of the world. I thought Donald Trump was just going to waltz into office. He was going to take credit for everything Joe Biden did. That's what I thought. And he was just going to be like, I did this. And the economy was going to fire on all cylinders. I don't think it's similar to what I thought about that CDC director that Trump and RFK Jr. just fired. I thought she was going to be confirmed and like sell out and be some anti-science wacko. Apparently, it turned out the opposite way than what we all thought, right? She's not that. She was like, actually, I took the Hippocratic Oath and I can do math and I understand double-blind scientific studies and I'm not going to sell out. Same thing here, right? I thought Trump was just going to waltz in and take credit for all of that Biden had worked on to expand our economy. Instead, like a idiot kamikaze in full drag makeup. No, sorry, drag community. Trump's makeup is awful. He just kamikazed our economy for no reason. So people need to understand, and I'm going to make it clear with the next slides, because understand what Trump has done. None of this had to happen. There's a difference if there's a worldwide pandemic. We lost 1.2 million lives during the pandemic just inside the United States. Our economy came to a standstill, and then we had to refire and restart it. What Joe Biden did is literally like a miracle. Not because I think, and I want to be clear about the difference. We're not cult weirdos on the left, right? That believe Joe Biden's some genius who saved us all. Joe Biden understands how to, right? He had very brilliant people in the right places and just said, you're the expert economist. You tell me how we come out of this. You tell me the best strategy to fuel our economy and recover the fastest. Trump has to be in charge of every decision in every part. You can't be a NASA expert, a CDC expert. You can't FAA expert, right? That's what he's doing is literally putting, and I always say this, one of my favorite things is, I love how Trump said that DEI was ruining the country. Biden had one of the most pound for pound qualified cabinets ever seen in the White House. Trump's cabinet now, there's not a qualified person in there. The point is to get unqualified idiots, because that is the point in fascism, to discount science, discount data, discount research, period. This is an anti-science group of idiots, everyone dumber than the next, period. That's why this is happening. In 6 months, there's no pandemic, there's no war, the ones Trump made up and said he solved. There's nothing going on other than Trump's an idiot and selfish and wants to see huge transfers of wealth and is trying to flex his power and engage in a fascist takeover, create chaos. There's nothing else going on. What started as a healthy gain, so in June, it was supposed to be 147,000 jobs we added, turned into a 13,000 job loss. That means revisions erased more jobs than were initially said to exist. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what's so crazy. The revisions, it's not just that they didn't add any jobs, it's that they lied about 13,000 jobs. Are we getting that? This is not about, in a survey, people said there was going to be these jobs. There are 13, now we're 13,000 in the hole, where did those come from? Someone lied about jobs data. That's what's fascinating. It's a reversal of reality, which I think is a great way to put it. That is deeply troubling for data credibility. Now I understand why Trump was firing someone, not because they did it, but because clearly the White House is manipulating data and doesn't want to tell the truth. And now I understand why in the first week of June, I started screaming, we're in stagflation. We can't lower interest rates because what happens, right? We lower interest rates to create jobs, then inflation, then the price of goods goes up even more. That's what stagflation is a quagmire. No matter what you do, something is going to get worse. And Trump's yelling, lower interest rates, lower interest rates, lower interest rates. And he's been yelling it since April. And now I know why. Because economists were telling him, no one's hiring, no one's hiring, no one's hiring, no one's hiring. This is going to get bad. This is going to get bad. Now you know why he's been running this insane campaign to blame Jerome Powell for all of this. Because this is what happens when you have, widely fluctuating, your trade policy, your international trade policy looks like a sine wave, right? This is what happens when international trade policy looks like a sine wave. If you were a business owner, how do you plan who to hire? How do you plan when you don't know the cost of moving a container of goods across the ocean? That is the problem. The job of a president is to create stability so that the private sector knows what's coming next and can flourish. And Trump is doing the opposite. This is 100% attributed to everything Donald Trump has done. Now, the question is just, why do you think he's doing it, right? That's the only question. He can point fingers at anyone he wants. He did all of it. The damage is larger when you add it up. May and June together, right? Because it wasn't just June that was revised. May and June together have now been revised lower by 280,000 jobs. May was revised as well. 280,000 jobs we thought were created were not. Every single jobs report in 2025 except July, has been revised down, which is true. I think sorry, it's not in this thread, but I think the projection for July, because, I mean, now we know there was no jobs. They went out of their way to try to create jobs in July. I think the projection was like 73, or it was either 73 or 75, and it was revised to 79. So it went up by 4,000. But, I mean, that's a pittance. I mean, that doesn't take us out of stagflation. By the time the truth shows up months later, the slowdown has already hit, which is